3, and Timo BOLL came back, ended up winning 4-0. But Omar Asar is playing some great table tennis too, so Timo BOLL's been just showing his strength out here. I think he was down 1-3 and 3 points to 8 against Shui Fei before coming back to take the 5th game, 6th and 7th. 10 for the short side, just long. BOLL with the first 2 points. Three different color headbands in the last 3 matches. The bandanas, rather. For Timo.
2-1.
It's a good look for him. Sort of like the Karate Kid of table tennis. 36 years old and playing outstandingly well.
1-3.
You know, the time that Emmanuel LEBESSON beat Timo BOLL, I believe he was beaten by 2 French players, Simon Gauzy and Emmanuel LEBESSON. 2016 World Championships in Malaysia. Tough tournament for Timo BOLL. Over time where I think he was injured, recovering from surgery, and not playing quite as strong, but this year really just looks to be so strong. Again, giving Ma Long one of the most challenging matches he had this year en route to becoming world champion. Oh, behind the back attempt. I can't remember the last time I've seen Timo BOLL do that. I've seen him switch hands many times behind the back. That's a new one, at least for Timo BOLL, I think. Instead of going wide out to the forehand, plays it a little bit more centrally on the forehand side, jamming up LEBESSON. Unbelievable anticipation. Timo BOLL gets a rocket shot right down the line for a 3rd ball and is waiting there to block. But Timo was so good again at being in the right place at the right time. Very efficient strokes, and he knows the game so well. Look at this. As fast as that serve is right to the back end, short stroke just changes the direction right down the line. And he sees LEBESSON's plan from start to finish. Sees right through it. Starts turning the corner, burned the other way.
9-2.
Excellent angle again to get it out of reach. This time LEBESSON's waiting on the table, a little bit more centrally, but still a little bit of room. Timo finds it and sneaks through. While you're backing up, it's very difficult to go side to side. 8 game points for Timo BOLL. Spinny shot from under the table, strong counter from LEBESSON. Not an easy ball to stay on top of from behind the table.
Left, 3-10.
Look at this, like a cakewalk in the park, a short stroke to the opposite corner, and Timo BOLL 11-3 takes game 1. Outstanding performance for Timo BOLL.
Belong to Timo BOLL, who won this game 11-3.
Ja, Satz warten, okay, er wird dann jetzt theoretisch einmal anfliegen und Rückgang wird, dass er da auf den Ball warten. Wenn du den Abwehr am Parallel steuerst, das ist für ihn auch dann schwierig, direkt gut zu machen. Ja? Gut konzentriert, ja, auf uns.
Back for game number 2, Timo BOLL again taking game 1 11-3 over Emmanuel LEBESSON. Now, just in case you're curious about who Emmanuel LEBESSON beat to make it this far in the tournament to the semifinal, tell you right now, started off in the opening round beating Yuto Kizukuri 4-0. Very solid win over an up-and-coming Japanese player. Following that, beat Anton Schellberg 4-3, 11-9 in the 7th. Had a chance to see some of that match. Round of 16, so exciting. Big win for LEBESSON. Maybe I should say big chance for Anton Schellberg, again, just by world rankings. LEBESSON expected to win that match at world rank number 26. After that, he beat Gino Ueda. Oh, look at this receive. Very confident, reads the spin well, sees the opening. And this is a left-handed specialty against a left-handed player. That would be a backhand for a right-handed player, not so easy. Although quite frankly, as we talk about the backhand over the table, a little bit more confident for many people to flip, more spin, a bit more security, confidence in that shot. Something sort of trippy about watching Timo BOLL play right now, because it's almost like he hasn't aged at all when he's playing in such good form. To watch a player for over a decade and feel like they're still at their prime. Like this is the new Timo BOLL. Just the bandana, that's it. Other than that, he's got wisdom, he's got a whole lot of experience. I think he thinks about the game differently than other players. So confident, a very short stroke forehand here. I will tell you, before the match, you can find Timo BOLL sometimes doing push-ups. It's super common. I know that playing table tennis after a serious workout, if you're not conditioned for it, can tighten you up. It's like shooting a basketball when your arms are tight. It can throw off the muscle memory. Timo BOLL in outstanding shape. Interestingly enough, Vladimir Samsonov as well. A lot of stretching, a lot of exercise physically to stay so competitive at his age. Soft touch right there, LEBESSON. Much better start to this game than last. Look at this counter, the pace from Timo BOLL. The ball's coming in pretty quickly. Comes back even faster. Again, not fooled at all. LEBESSON's gonna have to pull out some tricks. Some surprise placement here and there. Or surprise amounts of spin. Heavy underspin on the serve. Second towel break of the game, dead even here. Timo taking a little extra time to make sure that his grip is good. Dries off the hand and the handle on the blade. Ooh, long serve to the backhand corner with reverse pendulum. Seen this a few times at the top level, not easy to do. The reverse pendulum, one of the more difficult serves in table tennis, but to control it so well that you can put it anywhere on the table. This one just comes a little bit too long. LEBESSON reads it, takes advantage of the opening wide to the forehand. And long serve right back. Timo BOLL's handled those fast long serves so well. Again, short backhand stroke right back to where it came from. He changes it up. Last time I recall, he played it right down the line. Seems like LEBESSON was anticipating that as well. Oh, Wasn't sure if that caught the edge of the table or not. Either way, excellent placement from Timo BOLL. It was definitely a good shot. He definitely wins the point. Looked like a much cleaner bounce from this angle. Probably just side spin to make the ball bend. Timo BOLL tends to be very quick to apologize for any fortune. Difficult ball. Nice surprise placement there, short to the forehand side from LEBESSON. This one a little tighter serve from Timo BOLL. Right at the back edge of the table to the middle. 2 game points now for a 2-0 lead. And also good, say, service height, just barely over the net by the time LEBESSON takes the shot. Not a very easy shot to make. Quality step around forehand, saves the game point. LEBESSON within 1 of tying it up. Timo BOLL escapes once again. He was called the escape artist in his match after beating Shuefei. But right here, 11-9 after a dominant game 1. Timo BOLL still in control. We'll be back for game 3 right after this.
Son service latéral, venir en revers. Ouais. Ou alors le rentrant un petit peu plus milieu dans le revers. En plus, même quand il sort, maintenant il y a un peu une belle, il faut vraiment te la mettre sur la ligne pour pas qu'il retourne. Hein? Même s'il sort un petit peu plus ligne. Et derrière, tu prends ton pivot. Le point à 18, c'est ça, il faudrait refaire ce point-là un peu plus régulièrement. Le truc, c'est que je trouve derrière mon service, je suis un peu muselé en fait. Ouais, mais essaye. Peut-être pas au début, mais sinon, bien servir long un peu ligne droite. Qu'il ait peur de pivoter tout de suite.
Back for game number 3, Emmanuel LEBESSON trailing 0-2. Timo BOLL right there on the receive, leading. Excellent anticipation here for the counterattack. LEBESSON quick to cover the wide forehand. And this time the parallel shot pays off. Timo BOLL not moving too quickly wide to the forehand. That might have been other players' response. Again, professionals good at not leaving too early in general. Serious power from LEBESSON when he turns the corner. First 3 points of the game. Timo BOLL with a big backhand here. But again, the placement and the pace, staying on top of that ball. Very impressive for LEBESSON. With all respect, LEBESSON is a European champion. He beat Simon Gauzy. He's beaten Timo BOLL before, so we know he's capable.
5 love.
I would say that he's one of the more quiet world-class players in the sense that when you think of world-class players, there's some bigger names in the sport, but LEBESSON is a very dangerous opponent, very capable of pulling off some huge victories.
5 love.
First point for Timo BOLL in game 3. So I'll be curious to see, tactically speaking, you know, while both of these players are European, they both have their coaches in the corner because they're from different nations. Got Patrick Sheila in the corner for the French player, LEBESSON. Jorg Roskopf in the corner for Timo BOLL. Jorg Roskopf, an Olympic silver medalist, world champion in '89 in doubles with Stefan Fetzner. And Rossi still playing at a very high level, just won the ITTF Legends Tour recently. Impressively enough, that was this year, and it was including Panagiotis Gionis, who's a current player. Quite interesting to see him playing out there and not winning the tournament. Just goes to show you how strong Roscoff still is. Wide angle from Timo Boll stretches out LeBESSON wide to the forehand side. 4 points in a row for Timo Boll from down 0-5.
Dans la ligne. Hein, c'est le jeu. Lui, s'il peut plus trop venir comme ça, il va venir flipper. 9 fois sur 10, je pense qu'il va venir à l'envers. Tu peux peut-être en pivoter une. Ou alors tu l'attends, tu la sticks, ou alors tu pivotes tout de suite. D'accord? Et sur son service, même la tirer tranquille, ligne droite ou milieu, tu vois. Et là, tu peux jouer derrière. Allez, va chercher 7. Allez, Manu. Peut-être pas ce point-là sur le service long, mais sur la série d'après, tu peux en tenter un long ligne droite. Hein? Allez, mec. Allez.
Allez, let's go. Semi the wide forehand. And quick to move if he needs to turn on the backhand. If he wants to turn the corner. Short on the forehand side. Timo Boll exercising his footwork skills out here. Continues his streak, breaks the timeout. 5 points in a row for Timo Boll.
6-5.
So far the timeout has not paid off. We have not seen it really come in to help LeBESSON out. It's a quality shot the first time he gets a good forehand opportunity. Timo Boll has not allowed the point to go that long in the past. This is a low backhand. Low spinny backhand from Timo Boll, but LeBESSON, again, it just goes to show you that if someone's in position, if you don't fool them at this level, they can counter loop quite aggressively. Play for placement back for winners.
6-7.
And a service error. Never a great time, but of course, once you've lost your timeout, it's sort of your life raft. You hope that it gets you the game. From the middle of the table, Timo Boll picking his places in the short stroke counter attacks on the forehand side. Fitness to cover the middle. Get that upper body out of the way and lean. By lean, I mean leaning a certain direction as opposed to thin. Although, as I mentioned before, both players in great shape, but Timo Boll at 36 years old, still in outstanding form.
Left. 8-7.
Look at this change. Completely misleads LeBESSON, waits to see where he goes and then plays it the other way down the forehand line. Versatile backhand. This all happens so quickly. It's just a matter of a split second, just a moment. Oh, this one finds the edge of the racket. Outstanding serve to start it off. LeBESSON serves what would be an ace against many players, especially if they turn the corner. Boll recovers it, gets a good lob on the table, right at the baseline here.
No!
Soft hands, Timo Boll leaves it at the back edge, and it earns him 2 game points. To be able to turn it on and turn it off, from power shots and big counter loops, ripping spin shots and drives, to be able to hold the racket so delicately and softly, to play such a soft touch shot in over the table, the versatility and the change that's required. The mind alone, it's just sort of crazy to think how quickly these players can think. Opening shot from LeBESSON saves a game point. serve does not bother LEBESSON. He turns the corner and plays the attacks deep to the backhand corner. Opening backhand to set it up. That's crucial. Again, LEBESSON playing a risky shot here. He's a forehand dominant player, very much so. The BOLL right there to come back and play it out wide. Game point for BOLL once again. A little bit softer, but a spinny shot, and LEBESSON tries to cover, closes too much, finds the net. 12-10, Timo BOLL takes game 3. Has not dropped a game today, has no plans to do so. Let's see if LEBESSON can change his plans or not. Game 4 coming up right after this.
Schwierig, dann ist er auch nicht mehr so schnell dann. Gegenläufer ja, über beide Seiten machen dann, ja, wenn er wieder in die Vorhand geht, okay, dann läuft er wieder rüber, dann kommst du genauso rein ins Spiel rein. Ja? Ja? Und immer in diese Diagonale warten, da spielt er viel rein. Er weiß halt über, fliegt dich aggressiv an, und dann bist du dann da für den nächsten Ball dann. Ja? Okay, auf geht's.
Et essaye de flipper dans son revers si tu peux sur le rentrant. Un peu loin.
So back for game number 4. Timo BOLL in blue leading 3-0 over that man right there in red, Emmanuel LEBESSON. Again, LEBESSON maybe has his best years ahead of him. But Timo BOLL not slowing down. He had a little bit of a speed bump in his career a year and a half ago. But he's back up to full speed. As fans around the world will say, BOLL is back. No! This is unfortunate for LEBESSON. I mean, this ball was in a little rotation, popped up way shallow on the table. I mean, that's the type you can hit like a piñata. With a slightly more conventional ball to take. In on the backhand side, turns the corner. Has to get quite low. It's very interesting to see LEBESSON play. I feel like he's so aggressive. His game is unlike that of pretty much anyone I can think of, really. I'm sure there's similarities here and there. But from his service to his third ball attack to the angles he creates, it's tough to find practice partners to play like LEBESSON.
3-2.
Yet the experience, the skill set, and the wisdom of Timo BOLL all coming together out here. Still in the lead in game 4. Now this is one way to go. If you can't, say, make the most impressive push on your shot on the receive, bit of extra spin. It was quite subtle from that angle. It didn't look like he put a lot of spin on it, but by the time Timo hit it, I think he realized it was more than he had anticipated. Excellent contact with the open racket. Just missing the edge there. So LEBESSON in the lead. Timo's recovered. Last 2 games have been much tighter than the first. 11-9, 12-10. This ball does not come down. Starts to look like practice for a minute, like a drill, but Timo BOLL blocking on the backhand side. Start to wonder if he's going to open up, play it out to the forehand. But after a soft one comes down, LEBESSON decides he has time to turn on it, play the other angle.
4-5.
This time he goes earlier. He's not going to repeat the same pattern and allow LEBESSON to turn the corner. LEBESSON was well balanced for that last shot. It was just a quality ball from Timo the other way. Yosei there, some celebration. I've started hearing a few more players doing Yosei than ever before, actually. A lot of varieties of Chole, Chule from time to time. Yosei once again, an excellent combination with that long serve deep to the backhand and then quick to take the ball off the bounce. This is quite impressive because LEBESSON has played long serves in the past. Earlier on in this match, and Timo BOLL has played them to two different parts of the table very effectively. But this one's a little bit softer, not quite as quality of a receive from Timo BOLL. LEBESSON is able to get the big opening attack there. Nice placement. LEBESSON going to cover the forehand side, and BOLL hits it right behind the momentum. Timo BOLL is very difficult to read. He has unusual technique. His forehand, the way he contacts the ball. And not just his forehand, both sides. I think that also adds to the unpredictability factor. Look at this, turns, plays it out to the open forehand. I was just trying to think about who has the most technically sound game in table tennis in Germany. A very strong country for table tennis, but many players with quite unconventional form. From Dima to Bastian Steger. Ruin Filus, of course.
8-all.
And even Ricardo Walter. Quite an interesting group to watch. Always exciting to see the German players play. But France with a rich history in exhibition play as well. Near and far from the table. Difficult ball, well placed. Timo BOLL deep into the backhand side. LEBESSON over the table. The last time I remember his backhand coming into play was way over the table, but from behind. Seems to be a bit less confident, even than other players. Timo BOLL with some big backhands throughout his career is leading just 2 points away from moving on to the men's singles final. Nice change of placement. LEBESSON right into the middle. Forces a racket head up backhand. The last two games have been won by a mere 2 points. That was not the last point. Timo BOLL almost lobbed that ball back, though. I remember that point. LEBESSON now with two serves. The last two serves, game 4, we'll see in combination. Wow, what a counter. Timo BOLL with a quality shot there. Loads it up with spin cross court very confidently. LEBESSON closes the racket. Watch this one more time. Relatively snappy shot. Very quick racket motion. Now game point for LEBESSON to stay in the match. Not yet. Timo BOLL changes up the placement, plays it down the line, ties it up deuce here in game 4. Ooh, very close, the opening backhand, but Timo Boll covers the wide angle quickly to keep it back in play, keep the pressure on LEBESSON. Now match point for Timo Boll. If he takes this point, the only game he will have lost in this entire tournament. He's lost 3 to Shuefei, but no other player's taken a game. An outstanding form, Timo Boll 4-0 over the European champion. A great handshake as always from the very respectable, the very respectful, the sportsman, and the outstanding athlete, Timo Boll. He will move on to the men's singles final. It's either going to be Tomokazu Harimoto for a rematch that I know the world would love to see from the China Open semifinals, or Hugo Calderano. First, Hugo Calderano has his rematch from the Japan Open under-21 men's singles against Tomokazu Harimoto. That's coming up right after this. You definitely don't want to miss it. Stay right here. You're watching.
Looking forward to know the other finalists. We will come from